hello, hello, hello. Sky, hello, first to comment today. How are you, my lovely? Emma, hello, good evening. Hello, hello, hello. Marie, hello. And Sue, good evening, my lovely. Hi, Lisa. I'm fine, thank you, Sky. Not too bad. I hope you're well as well. Hi, Jutta. Hi, Caitlin and Trisha. Hello, hello, hello. Joanne, good evening, and Claire. How are we all? It is Tuesday. Yeah, I feel like it's halfway through the week. Whoop whoop. I suppose it almost is, but yeah, Tuesday. How are we doing? Are you having a good week? Down in the dump. Oh, bless you, Katie. Well, I hope you come up the other side of it soon. Hi, Barbara. I feel that, Sky. Yeah, I can sympathise with that one. Hi, Nicola, Becky, Shannon, Wayne. Hello, hello, hello. Hi, Cora, Lillian. Okay, so let's do a few updates. We are not live tomorrow. So we normally live every first Wednesday of the month to do our monthly charm deal. We have had to move tomorrow's live to Thursday. So we're not live Wednesday the 7th, we're live Thursday the 8th. Okay, so not live tomorrow, but we are then doing that charm deal live on Thursday. Still available to book in for if you would like to, but yeah, not live tomorrow. We are live on Thursday instead. Tonight we still do have some bags of plenty available, so if you would like to grab one of those, they're still on the website at the moment. And normal openings again, there are, if you would like to order, we can add you onto the order list for today. All oysters are available, however, we are running lower on the Nunu and the Expand the Rainbow oysters. My delivery should be any day now, so I suspect hopefully we can get through tonight, and fingers crossed that they'll be here before the next live, so then it won't make a difference. But there's loads of mystery oysters, so that's not a problem either. I posted the order list a little bit earlier, so hopefully you've all seen that if you have ordered on the page. And apart from that, the new stock is not on the website yet. It is a work in progress. Yeah, I think that's everything. Oh, I hope she's fit. I hope your dog Lily feels better soon, Lindsay. And thank you for the stars, my lovely. Bless her. Hi, Lorraine and Emma. Hi, Carrie-Anne. Hello, hello, hello. Okay, so shall we get started for the evening? Up first today is Janet Lloyd. Janet, are you here? Maybe Wendy. So I'm looking for Janet Lloyd. Janet, are you here? Sue, if you go onto the website and go down to earrings, you'll find all of our earrings there, or in the search bar type in earrings and it should bring them all up as well for you. Okay. Carol, pop me an email over. I won't. They should let you, because they're the ones. If they're the ones we emailed about, they should. However, if it's not, pop me an email over and I can sort it out there for you. That's not a problem. Okay, so last call for Janet Lloyd then. Janet, are you here? If anybody can see Janet, please comment on her comment. It will bring it forward so I can see. And Janet, If you're here, please type I'm invisible because it'll bring your comment forward so I can see you. So last call for Janet Lloyd. Thank you, Sophie. Okay, so I haven't seen her, so we're going to move on. So like I say, if she does come on, we can add her in again, but it will be to the end of the order list. Up next then is Alice Meadows. Alice, are you here? Alice Meadows, are you here? Dispatched email stuff. Yes, I have sent some dispatched emails. Let me double check. But yeah, no, I definitely went through and sent most of them today. I suspect though, because they were posted last Friday, weren't they? I suspect that a lot of people in the UK would have already got their parcel and then would have got their dispatched email sort of after that. But yeah, I apologise for that. There was reasoning. But yes, so I'm looking for Alice Meadows. Alice, are you here? And again, Alice, if you're here, please type I'm invisible. It will bring your comment forward so I can see you. And if anyone else can see Alice's comment, please comment on her comment because it will bring it forward so I can see. I haven't seen Alice, so last call for Alice. If not, we'll move on. Where is everybody? Who's the next person? Okay, so I haven't seen Alice, so we're going to move on. Up next then is Ellen Patterson. Ellen, are you here? Ellen, hello. You're ordering. Oh, bless you. Mystery, and you managed to order the train. Oh, bless you. Not a problem. So, mystery oyster. Would you like to keep or would you like to donate your shells? And are there certain colours you're hoping for? So, let me get this one open for you. And let's go down. So your mystery oyster. Oh, I'm just going to move the. There we go. Nope. There we go. You have a light pop there. Okay. Donate the shells and looking for a red. So there's no pearls on that side. And straight away, Ellen, I can see a darker pearl there. Let me pop him out. And there's no more in that one. So we have a darker pearl, my lovely. Now, if you would like to swap this one for a red, we can do that for you. Or of course, any other colour. Or if you're happy with this one, that's perfect as well. So he's a darker gunmetal grey. If I pop him in the sand for you. And if I pop him on the board, he's not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. Swap for a red, of course you can. Let me just if I grab a brighter red and then have a look here, and if you prefer to have then a darker red, do let me know. What do you think to this shade here, my lovely? Are you happy with that one? Let me bring you back up again. That's perfect, perfect. That one is yours, Ellen. I'll add on the chain with this one, so that's not a problem. And thank you very much for the donations with your shells. And Ellen, I hope you'll be happy with everything once it arrives. And that's safe up there for you. Perfect. Pop. Up next this evening is Sue Luden. And Sue, I've just seen you. I've just seen you. Where did it go? It said here. Perfect. Sue, hello, hello, hello. Sue, you also have one opening altogether. What type of oyster would you like, and would you like to keep or would you like to donate your shells? Ellen, you're very, very welcome. Good morning, Beverly. It did, Katie. I thought that. It was very similar colours to my top, especially as my top's got sort of different reds and darker reds in it. Sue, normal oyster, donate the shells. Not a problem. So normal oyster, donating the shells. Is there a certain colour that you're hoping for? So let's go down. Your normal oyster, hoping for a deeper rose gold. Okay, there's one side and the other side, and in here you have a cream pearl. So he is a cream coloured pearl. There's no more in that one. Now you said you were hoping for a darker rose gold, so if you prefer to have a look at the darker rose gold to swap, that's definitely not a problem. Or if you're happy with this cream, that's perfect as well. So it's not white, it does have that cream overtone to him. What do you think to that one? If I pop him on the board for you, he's not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5. He's an 8. Swap for a rose gold. You can indeed. A darker rose gold. Ooh, that's quite a nice one here. Have a look at this one. So this is quite a nice darker, deeper rose gold. It's quite hard to show you actually. I'm going to hold it up because I think that's the best way. Would you be happy with this one here? Yes, Elizabeth. Let me bring you back up. let me know, Sue, if that one's okay. I hope I'm pronouncing this correctly. Mika, hello, happy birthday. I hope you've had a brilliant day. Sue, was that rose gold okay? Let me see if I can show you on this camera, see if that's any better. It is a deeper. This camera doesn't focus on the pearls. I'm going to go back down again. Is that one okay? Just going to bring you back up again. Thank you. She said, no, you're very welcome, Mika. Yes, Sue, perfect. Okay, so Sue, if I pop this on here for you, thank you for the donations with your shells, and I hope that you'll be happy with everything as well once it arrives. And that's safe up there for you. Perfect. Up next then is Emma Chalet. Now I think I saw Emma a moment ago as well. Emma Chalet, are you here? Good evening. Hello, welcome to everybody joining us. Emma, hello, 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 hello. Okay, so Emma, you have 6 openings altogether. I hope that's correct. So 6 openings altogether. What 6 oysters would you like, and would you like to keep or would you like to donate your shells? The ceiling, it is high. I mean, it's not as tall. I mean, I don't actually know how tall a normal room ceiling is. But that unit is at least, that unit's over 6 foot. So then it's, I don't know. So I'm guessing around 7 foot, maybe a bit taller. So Emma, 6 openings altogether. What 6 oysters would you like, and would you like to keep or would you like to donate your shells? Mystery and keep the shells, of course you can. Let me grab a couple of sheets because I think they won't fit in one. So 6 oysters, 1, 2 and 3, 4, 5 and 6. People have said that. I think it's just because of the camera angle. It looks lower. But yeah, I wouldn't... I'm not one to walk around bent, like bending to miss the ceiling. No, no, no. I'm just opening these up for you, Emma. Is there a certain colour you're hoping for? And do you want these all to be sort of different colours? Are you hoping for the same sort of shades and colours here? So let's go down. So, oyster number 1. You have a light pop there. And in here, there's your mother of pearl. And let's, oh, I can see a slight peeper there. And there's no more in that one. So your first oyster has given you a lighter purple. Now, because we're cleaning the shells as we go, please bear with me, okay? Oh no, because if you see, when Aaron comes in, if you see him, like he's over 6 foot himself, and you can see there's still room above him, if that makes sense. So yeah, when he comes in, have a little look and you'll see it's just the camera angles. So you've got a light purple from your first oyster there. Moving on to oyster number 2. You have a light pop there. And there's your mother of pearl. And I can see straight at the bottom there that you are twinning. And you're twinning with coral twins. They both ran to the left or possibly to your right then. So let me just have a squidge. And there's no more in that one. The flesh actually came away really nicely with that one. Let me just take that bit off there. Okay, so light purple and twinning corals. There they are in the sand. Then moving on to your next oyster. You have a lighter pop there. I'm going to do a deeper pop. There we go. And let's get him open. Okay, so there's your mother of pearl. And let's, oh, you have a runaway. You have a runaway with a darker, and you're twinning for a second time. Which way did that one come out? Where did the other twin pop out to? I'll find it in a second. There's no more in that one. Oh, there it is. It rolled under the first shell. Okay, so twinning with silver twins there. So your second set of twins. And I'm just cleaning up these shells for you again. So these are thank you gifts for the teachers in your class. That is lovely. Is there certain, what I said was, is there certain colours that you're hoping for with these? Like different colours, or same sorts of colours, or just completely just rainbow effect? Okay, so there's dark silver twins there. So your next 3 oysters, there's a lighter pop there. It makes them easier to open, Kelly. And there's the mother of pearl. So in here, again, I can see a slight darker one in here. Let me have a squidge. And there's no more in that one. You have a purple based oil slick. You have a purple based oil slick. Now let me just dry this up for you. And if I hold him up so you can have a closer look, Emma. So if you can see here, he's got a purple base, but then he's got these blues and greens flashing through him as well. Beautiful purple based oil slick there. And then you've got 2 oysters left. So moving on to your next oyster. You have a lighter pop there. Thank you. And in here, there's your mother of pearl. And I can see that you are twinning. And you're twinning with apple green twins. Again, they're all rolling to the left today. And there's no more in that one. So your third set of twins are apple green twins. And let me just take, oh, let me just take the flesh off here for you. And if I pop these in the sun so you can have a closer look. And then moving on to your last oyster, which again is your mystery oyster. Oh, and again quite a nice deep pop with that one. And your last oyster, you are twinning. Now the shell here has fallen away slightly, I do apologise. You're twinning with watermelon twins. And there's no more in that one. Oh. Okay, so if I, where am I? Sure it's time. Dry these up for you. Emma, now if you'd like to decide now on which colours you'd like, that's absolutely perfect. If you prefer to take a screenshot of these and then email me with which colours you'd like where, that's absolutely fine as well. So I'll just hold that still for a second for you so you can take that screenshot. So you have twinning corals, twinning light silvers, twinning apple greens and twinning watermelons. You have a light purple, Aaron, wait a second, and a purple based oil slick. I'm just going to bring the camera back up to show, and then I'll go through the colours. So people, I'm just saying you're over 6 foot. Can you just come into camera for me to sort of show, no, come into camera for me. And then sort of put your arm up just to show, there you go. So it's about 7 foot the ceiling, something like that. Because on the because on the no, it's that unit, so it's about 7.
Oh yeah, this end.
Yeah. So yeah, people on the camera are saying that it's really low, but I was saying when you come in standing up. Anyway, sorry Emma, let's go back down. Okay, so if I go through and measure these for you, then you can let me know what you think and what you would like to do. So the light purple is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, he's an 8. The purple based oil slick is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. Coral twin number 1 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. And coral twin number 2 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. as well. You have your silver, he's not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. And silver number 2 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7, so they're the same size there. The apple green is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, he's an 8. Apple green number 2 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, he's an 8. And then your watermelon is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7. Oh, he's a 7.5. And watermelon number 2 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7. He's a 7.5 as well. Emma, what do you think? What would you like? What would you like to do? Like I say, you can let me know now, or if you prefer, you can take a screenshot and email your colour choices. So I'm just working out to wrap up these shells. There we go. You can indeed. Let me just finish clipping these two together and then I'll write that down. That's perfect, Emma. Where did that go? Ooh, let me try and see if I can find it to pin that comment. There we go. So if I bring you back up here, let me write that down. Oh, I think I just paper cutted my arm. Ugh. Ugh, I hate that feeling. Ugh. 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 It's just, do you know when you have to, does anyone else get it when I get a certain feeling it just sends like through you. Sorry, I'm over it. Right. Ever so sorry. Okay, so you'd like the coral twins on there, the light purple, the silver twins, and one watermelon. Let me just count. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's perfect. Okay, Emma. Well, I hope you'll be happy with everything once it arrives. I'm just wrapping up these shells for you, and then I'll pop your pearls in here as well. Okay, and pop all these in here. Perfect. Like I say, Emma, I do hope that you and everybody will be happy with them once they arrive, and I've wrapped up your shells safely as well. And that's safe up there for you. And that's up there as well. Oh really, Lorraine? Yeah, it's just, the paper, oh, yeah, I can't go into it, but yeah, that feeling just runs through me. Emma, no, you're very, very welcome. Okay, up next then is Wendy Walker. Wendy, are you here? Wendy Walker, are you here? Oh really, Becky? Do you just file then? See, The filing. Filing is another thing that gets me, but if I try not to think about it, I can do it. But yeah, that feeling. Oh, right, I need to start sending shivers. Wendy, hello. Wendy, we'll do your bags of plenty first. So let's have a look at the bags today. So they're still all the same faces, but just in different positions. So we have Mr. Licky Face. Oh, I can't see this one. Okay, so Mr. Licky Face, Mr. Love Eyes, Pink Smiles, Mr. Muscles and Mr. Winky Face, Mr. Kissy Face, Mr. Nervous and Yellow Smiles. You then have Mr. Happy and Mr. Shocked. Which two bags would you like? And would you like to keep or would you like to donate your shells? So if I go through them again, you've got Mr. Licky Face, Mr. Love Eyes, Pink Smiles, Mr. Muscles and Mr. Winky Face, Mr. Kissy Face, Mr. Nervous and Yellow Smiles, and then you've got Mr. Happy and Mr. Shocked. Mr. Muscles and Mr. Kissy Face donate the shells. So Mr. Kissy Face is here and Mr. Muscles is here. So which one did you say first? You said Mr. Muscles first. So we'll open up Mr. Muscles and then we'll do Mr. Kissy Face in a second. So your Mr. Muscles, you have a yellow parcel. Let's go down. So in here, you have a pendant with 1, 2 and 3 oysters. So you have a pendant with 3 oysters, which means you possibly 3 different colours, one of which to go on this pendant and the others to have loose. Now this pendant I believe is on the website, I think. Now I've said that, I'm not 100% sure. Okay, so it is a circle of zircon crystals and then you've got this line coming down here and then your pearl gets set right in the center there. Okay, so then if I just hold it slightly closer, you can see a circle of zircon crystals and your pearl gets set in the center there. I hope you're happy with that one. Let me get these oysters open for you. There's 1 and 2 and 3. So oyster number 1. There's one side and the other side. Oh, and in your first oyster, you have, there's no more in that one. You have it's like a light purple, almost denim blue sort of tone. It's sort of on the cusp of either a light purple or a denim blue. So it is beautiful, quite a nice size pearl there as well. Moving on to oyster number 2. There's one side and the other side, and in here you are twinning, and you're twinning with Icy Blue Twins. And there's no more in that one. And let me dry these up for you. Okay, so here are your icy blues. Oh, let me get that focused. There we go. And then moving on to your last oyster from Mr. Mussels. There's one side and the other side. And in here you are twinning for a second time, and you've got another set of icy blue twins there. Now these icy blues are slightly brighter than the first set out. Okay, so if I hold all of these up so you can have a closer look. Wendy, I do hope you're happy with these shades here. So you've got this purpley denim blue, then you've got the lighter set of blue twins, and then you've got this one especially is brighter. So I'll need to know which one of these you would like on that pendant. Okay, so the purpley denim blue is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, not an 8. He's an 8.5. Icy blue twin set 1, twin 1 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, not an 8. He's an 8.5. Icy blue twin set 2. No, twin set 1, twin 2. It's not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5. He's an 8. So you've got an 8.5 and an 8 from twin set 1. Twin set 2, twin 1, the lighter of the two, is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, not an 8. He's an 8.5. Twin set 2, twin 2, brighter of the two, is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, not an 8. He's an 8.5 as well. The brighter icy blue for the pendant, that's perfect. I've popped that straight in there with the pendant, and then I'll still write it down, but then that way I just won't get them mixed up at all. And that's your other pearls in there. I'm glad you're happy with those ones, my lovely. And then you have Mr. Kissy Face. So that's this one. And you, oh, I don't think we've had green so far. Again, the colours mean nothing with the tissue paper. It's literally just the next colour that I grabbed when wrapping. So let's go down. So in here, oh, just okay. So this one's it's like doing a parcel. Okay, there we go, and we're in. So we have 1, 2 and 3 oysters and a pair of earrings. So 3 oysters and a pair of earrings. Now I think these are new, not on the website yet. As you can see, they are stud back earrings. So again, these are 925 silver stud back earrings. And if I move these round, these are very, very similar to that pendant there. Oh, let me see if I can get it. So what's going on with the lighting? Okay, so these are square with rounded corners, zircon crystal earrings. Your pearls get set in the center here. So even though the pendant is a circle, it's so cool because it's the same basic design. These are just slightly more square with the earrings. So they actually match quite well. Oh, but I hope you're happy with those, my lovely. Let me pop them in here for you. And 3 oysters alongside those. So let me get these open for you. There's 1, 2 and 3. Okay, so oyster number 1. There's one side and the other side. And in here, I can see straight away that you are twinning, and twinning with lighter apple green twins there. And there's no more in that one. So twinning with lighter apple green twins. Oh, visually possibly slightly different sizes. Then moving on to oyster number 2. There's one side and the other side. Oh, and in here you are twinning for a second time with this Bags of Plenty, but 4th time overall, Wendy. Wow, 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 wow. Now this set are chocolate. So you can see they're chocolate twins here. And I actually love the apple and the chocolate together there. And then moving on to your last oyster. There's one side and the other side. And in here you have a 2-tonal light purple. There's no more in that one. Okay, so let me dry this up for you. Overall, he's quite a nice lighter purple lilac colour. Then he does have this slight darker, brighter area to him, just slightly there. Oh, I love that, Luke. Very dark forest green. Sounds like a lovely car. So all together with this one, Wendy, you've got twinning apple greens, twinning chocolates, and a lighter 2-tonal purple. Now, which one of these would you like on those earrings? Now, if you wanted the purples, I could swap one of the other twins to match the purple. However, there is going to be a definite weight on a purple match. Even your purple is darker, a lot darker than this purple here. So there's definitely going to be a weight. But you'd prefer to have the chocolate on the earrings. That's perfect. I'll write that down for you in just a moment. The visually larger apple green is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. Visually smaller apple green is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. So they're measuring the same size there. The 2-tonal purple is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5. And chocolate number 1 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5. He's going to measure him again. Not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5. And twin number 2 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7. He's a 7.5 as well, so they're the same size there. Okay, let me pop these in here for you. And Wendy, you also here have an additional opening as well. I'm just popping these on here. So we're going to have the pendant with the brighter icy blue. And we're going to have the earrings with the chocolate twins. And then, like I say, you've got an additional opening as well. What type of oyster would you like? And would you like to keep, or would you like to donate your shells? Is it, Rebecca? Perfect. That's what I like to hear. Oh, that went down the wrong. So sorry. It went down the wrong hole. Oh, Wendy, I won't be able to, I'm ever so sorry. I won't be able to do that because the rules are it has to be the pearls from that bag with that item of jewellery. I hope you can understand. Oh, I can feel. Oh, tea. I'm just going to have another sip and see if that dislodges it. Hang on. We'll see if that works. Sorry. Oh, do you know when you... yeah, I'm sure we've all done it. Mystery and donate. Okay, is there a certain colour that you're hoping for, Wendy? Let me get him open. Somebody said that the bags are plenty done for tonight. When I last looked, we still had some available for tonight. It's in the fun section on the website if you would like to have a look. So let's go down. So your mystery oyster. Oh, quite a nice deep pop there. Oh, and a slight runaway. Did you see that? It literally ran that way. So there's your mother of pearl. And a darker runaway there. And there's no more in that one. That dark bit there, if you can see, that is the tail, if you can see. That's not a pearl. Okay, that is the tail. So there's no more in that one. So I'm going to have a double check and see what colour this one is, Wendy. Now, if you're happy with this one, that's perfect. However, with this one, if you're not happy, I can swap him for you. And he is a darker gunmetal grey. What do you think to this one? Almost black there. Just a shade lighter than black. So quite a nice dark, deep gunmetal grey. He's not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5. He is a 7. What do you think to that one, my lovely? What do you think? Can you have a bright red? Of course you can. Bright red is... So I've moved my pearl pots again. I've moved them around again, as in the colour combinations. So it may take me slightly longer to locate which section the colour pots are in. But there is a bright red there. Would you be happy with this one, Wendy? You can indeed. Let me bring you back up. So you'd like a hoop fitting on that red. That's not a problem. The invoice will get sent through tomorrow for you, and that will go to the email address that's on the order form, if that's okay. It's perfect. perfect. Not a problem. Let me write this down though. So you'd like to be invoiced for the red on a hoop fitting. Perfect. Like I said, that will get sent through tomorrow for you. Wendy, thank you for the donations with your shells, and I hope that you'll be happy with everything once it arrives as well. And that's safe up there for you. Okay, perfect. And up next then this evening is Amber Bouquets. Amber, are you here? I'm just going to print out these orders actually quickly. That way I can do an updated order list shortly. Janet, I did get the message, so I have added you back in as well. Okay. Okay, perfect. So Amber, hello. Amber, you have 2 openings altogether. What 2 oysters would you like, and would you like to keep or would you like to donate your shells? Sarah, so if you order an oyster opening now, for example, you'll be added onto the order list for tonight unless you request otherwise. If you order when I'm not live, you'll get an email letting you know what day you're booked in for, and it's normally the following live. So for example, if you order on Wednesday or Thursday, you'd be automatically booked in on Friday's one, again unless you requested a certain date, but you will get that email to book you in. But if you order while I'm on the live, I automatically add you on to that order list, and then if you're not here, you move to the next one again. I hope that makes sense. Amber, mystery oysters, donate the shells, and you're hoping for darker blues. Okay, so 2 mystery oysters, and fingers crossed for darker blues. Let's go down. So mystery oyster number 1. You have quite a nice deeper pop there. Ooh, and in here, there's your mother of pearl. Now, straight away, look at that. You have 1, 2, and 3. You have triples. You have got 3 pearls in the 1 oyster there, Amber. So you have a icy blue, a light purple, and a sea green. And then moving on to oyster number 2. We have a light pop there. And there's your mother of pearl. And in here, I can see that you're twinning. And you're twinning with lemon yellow pearls. And there's no more in that one. Okay, so triples and twinning, Amber. Now I know you said you're hoping for those darker blues, so if you prefer to swap any of these, I can do that for you. Just let me know. So if I hold them up so you can have a closer look, you have a icy blue, a light purple, and a sea green, and then you have twinning lemon yellows as well. So if I pop these on the board for you, The icy blue is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7. He's a 7.5. The purple is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7. He's a 7.5. And the sea green is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7. He's a 7.5 as well. Lemon yellow is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, not an 8. He's an 8.5. And lemon yellow number 2 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, not an 8. He's an 8.5 as well. Okay, Amber, what do you think? What would you like to do? Swap the purple and the icy blue for 2 dark blues. Now let me have a look here. So the darkest blues that I can swap you now are not quite midnight blue. So I'm just trying to find 2 which are the same size. They're slightly darker than TARDIS blue, but they're not quite midnight blue. So have a look at these 2 for me and let me know if they're dark enough. If they're not and you'd like to go darker than that, that's absolutely fine, but there will be a wait for them. So as long as you don't mind waiting, then I'm quite happy to do that for you. Or if you prefer to go lighter, that's fine as well. But have a look at those. Would you be happy with those? What do you think, my lovely? They're perfect, and you'd like those on the jewellery? Perfect. Not a problem. Let me bring you back up, and we're going to have the blues on there. And if I pop these in here for you, I'm glad you're happy with them. Okay, perfect. Thank you for the donations with your shells as well, Amber. And I hope you'll be happy with everything once it arrives as well. And that's safe up there for you. That's a steady hand. Oh, was it Nikki? I'm getting used to, oh, I've just jinxed myself. I will finish I'm getting used to the angles now of what to hold and where to hold, because obviously each time I change the camera angles I have to get used to them, but the oyster angle, as I call it, it's just generally in the same place, so I'm getting used to it. It's just this one, the me camera, that moves around. Up next this evening is Janet Lloyd. Janet, are you here? Anne, wow, thank you for the stars there, my lovely. That's very kind of you. Thank you. Janet, hello, hello, hello. Okay, Janet, you also have 2 bags of plenty today. So let's go to the bags. So the bags which are left are Mr. Licky Face, Mr. Love Eyes, Pink Smiles and Mr. Winky Face. I'm just going to move him up actually. There we go. So Pink Smiles and Mr. Winky Face. Again, I'm just going to move these over so I can see them. Mr. Nervous and Mr. Yellow Smiles. Then you've got Mr. Happy and Mr. Shocked. Which two faces would you like, Janet? And would you like to keep or would you like to donate your shells? So I'll go through them again. You've got Mr. Licky Face and Mr. Love Eyes, Pink Smiles and Mr. Winky Face, Mr. Nervous, Mr. Yellow Smiles, Mr. Happy and Mr. Shocked. Which one would you like? Julie, bless you. So to become a supporter, you can click the star, which I believe is along the bottom, and then follow the, no, not the star, sorry. Click the, oh, it's gone from, there's a button just next to the star below. I'm so sorry, it's eluded me to what the button is while we're on the live. And then you can just follow through on Facebook. I will say, however, Facebook have done an update recently which means that for me to be able to post to the supporters, I have to tick a box to say I want to post to the supporters. So with this update, they've added this this rule. However, they haven't yet given me the tick box. So they've actually taken away my ability to post to the supporters, which means the way I have to talk to the supporters at the moment is through the Squidgy Pops group. Now that's not a problem at all. However, please, if you become a supporter, please join the Squidgy Pops group. Now what the Squidgy Pops group is it is a group just for the supporters. And you will see it if you do become a supporter. It will sort of say you can join this group. So please do join that group just until Facebook basically finish updating my Facebook, if that makes sense. Very long-winded there. The cameras have just gone out for me, so I am just let me bring you back. Yeah, I can see the camera's gone black. It's just gone my end for a second. Can you guys still hear me? You can still hear me. Okay, so I'm aware about the camera situation. It looks like all three of my different cameras have just dropped out. I'm gonna have to restart the live. Oh, okay, so I've got one connected again. If you can bear with me just a moment, then I think I can reconnect these ones. Okay, hang on. Right, there's that one. Bear with me. Ever so sorry, I don't know what just happened. I think it's just had a little wobbly. Sorry, the only way to see, there we go. There's one, there's two, and now just to sort me out. Bear with me a moment. Again, ever so sorry. I think it's this one here. Okay, so ever so sorry, let's go back to the bags. Right, let me go back up. Janet, my lovely, I'm so sorry, I was talking about Facebook updates, weren't I? So I'm just going to go back up to see if I can see your comment come through. Where are you, Janet? I think I saw you did reply. Perfect. There we go. So, Mr. Winky Face and Mr. Shocked Face donate the shells. So, Mr. Winky Face is this one, and Mr. Shocked is this one. So, let's bring you back here. Mr. Winky Face first. I'm sorry for the delay then, Janet. I got talking and then the cameras didn't like it. Okay, so yellow parcel from Mr. Winky Face. Okay, so let's go down. Perfect. Let's get this one open for you. I can't take credit on that one, Gemma. My husband is a technical wizard and he teaches me everything I know. Yeah, he is a good one. Oh, okay, so it's all come out here in one. So you have 2 oysters and a bracelet. Okay, so you have a bracelet from Mr. Winky Face, Janet. So let's have a look at your bracelet. Oh, I love this one. Now, I think I've shown this one before. However, I don't believe this one is on the website just yet. So it's 925 silver, 7.5 inches long. If you would like an extension chain, that's absolutely fine. There's no extra cost for it. I can just add one on. So just let me know. Or if this is absolutely fine, that's perfect as well. So this is a Belcher chain. However, each link, if I can show you this, is rounded off to a triangle point. So I'm just trying to get it so I can focus it. Okay, so each link is rounded off to a triangle. Now, when I say point, it's not sharp. It just gives the illusion of a triangle point on each link. Now, I hope that makes sense. So Belcher design, but each link is coming up into almost like a triangle. I hope that makes sense. Now, you can have a pearl on each link if you wanted to with this one. You've got 2 oysters alongside it, which does mean whatever pearls come out of these oysters can go onto that bracelet. So you can have 1 pearl or both pearls on there. Or if you get multiples out of these oysters, you can have all of them on there as well. So you just let me know what you prefer to do with this one, Janet. So, oyster number 1. There's one side and the other side. And in here you have a darker pearl, and there's no more in that one. Okay, so he's a 2-tonal silver. So he's got lighter and darker silver areas, almost like a galaxy, almost like marble effect pearl, that one. So lighter and darker areas. And then moving on to oyster number 2, excuse me, there's one side and the other side. And in here you have another darker pearl, so 2 darker pearls, my lovely, and there's no more in that one. So again, let me just dry him up for you. Now you've got a gunmetal grey with a slight green overtone to him. So he's base gunmetal grey, but he's got that slight green overtone to him. Now, Janet, what do you think to these 2? And which ones would you like on the bracelet? So you've got the sort of marble effect gunmetal grey and the gunmetal grey with the slight green overtone. What do you think? So the one with the green is not a 5, he's a runner. Not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5. And the two-tonal silvery one is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5. He's an 8. What do you think to those? Lauren, hello. Thank you for joining us. Thanks for joining us on our lives. Excuse me. There we go. Oh, that's better. It's finally moved on. From when that tea got caught, it's finally just gone. Oh, wow. That was a long time. Can you have the marble on the bracelet? Of course you can. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pop the marble in with the bracelet, just so I don't get the two mixed up, and then I'll pop the other in another bag. So I hope you're happy with those. And then you have Mr. Shocked as well, which is this one here. So Mr. Shocked, you have a yellow parcel. I just need to grab some kitchen towel. Can you have a lobster fitting on the other? You can indeed. In fact, let me just write that down, otherwise. So we're going to have bracelet, we're going to have marbled silver, and we're going to have an invoice for lobster fitting on gunmetal. Perfect. So let's go down to open up Mr. Shocked. Just ripping it open. Oh, you have one of our new pendants. So 1 and 2, 2 oysters and a pendant. Now, like I say, this is one of our new pendants. It's not on the website yet. Now, it's similar to other pendants. However, it's slightly more petite, if you like, and it's a different design. So, like I say, there's similar pendants on our website, but this one is different because of the size, because it's more elegant, I'd say. And of course, it does have a different design. So if I hold this still, again, 925 silver, and you can see it's lots of flowers together. Now the pearl heel gets sat at the top of the pendant, and we'll be able to move around slightly. If I turn it around so you can see the reverse side, it is the same. It's slightly domed, this pendant, so it does sit slightly domed, so the pearl will then move around, if that makes sense. I'm just trying to, there we go. I hope you're happy with that one. So 2 oysters alongside him, which means one of those pearls that come out of here can go onto that pendant. Let's get these open as well. There's 1 and 2. So oyster number 1, my lovely. Oh, there's one side and the other side. And in your first oyster you have a rose gold, and there's no more in that one. Claire, if you've ordered for tonight, then I'll read out the updated order list after this opening, and then you can hear whereabouts you are, so that's not a problem. So you have a rose gold to start with, and then moving on to oyster number 2. There's one side and the other side, and in here you have a blush pink, Janet, and there's no more in that one. Okay, so a rose gold and a blush pink. What do you think to these two? Now, actually, with that pendant, you don't have to have a pearl on there if you don't want to. But if you would like a pearl on there, which one would you prefer? Would you prefer the rose gold or the blush pink? If I pop them on the board, the rose gold is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5. And the blush pink is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, he is an 8. What do you think to those? I'm just going to bring you back up again. Okay, so the pendant we're gonna have, dun, dun, dun. So I'm just getting my footstool. Although when my in the daytime, my dog, bless him, he doesn't like being alone, so he comes in here with me, but he just takes my footstool. I don't get to rest my feet on it anymore. Can you have pink on the lobster fitting? You can indeed. Would you like one on the pendant? Would you prefer to have the pendant loose, or do you mean to have the rose gold and lobster fitting? Sorry, I don't know if I missed your earlier comment, but let me write this down. So lobster fitting on the gunmetal and the pink. What do you think about the pendant? What would you like to do? Rose gold, perfect. Thank you for confirming. Okay, so Janet, I've got that all down for you, my lovely. I hope that you'll be happy with everything once it arrives, and thank you for the donations with your shells as well. Okay, so like I said, I'm going to do a verbal updated order list. So if you've ordered, listen out for your name. Okay, so up next is going to be Lindsay Kinlock. And then we've got Mandy Ross, Danny Norrie, and Claire Ross Reed. Claire, I've got both your orders here. I'm popping them together. So that's absolutely fine, okay. And then we've got Stacey Haywood. Okay, so Janet, you're very, very welcome. I'll read that order list again. Lindsay Kinlock, Mandy Ross, Danny Norrie, Claire Ross Reed, and Stacey Haywood. Okay, so up next then is Lindsay Kinlock. And Lindsay, you're here. Hello. I do love that emoji. I think it must be one of my favourite ones. I don't actually use it enough, but I love seeing it. Lindsay, you have a bags of plenty. Let's go over. So the bags that are left are Mr. Licky Face, Mr. Love Eyes, and Pink Smiles. Mr. Nervous, Yellow Smiles, and Mr. Happy. Which one would you like, Linda? So I'll say that again. And also, actually, would you like to keep or would you like to donate your shells? Mr. Licky Face, Mr. Love Eyes, and Pink Smiles. Mr. Nervous, Yellow Smiles, and Mr. Happy. It's a hug. Oh, is it, Suzanne? Oh, it looks like it's... but that just changed it completely. I've been seeing it a different way. I mean, it's still lovely emoji. But yeah, I've been seeing it a different way. It's crazy. Mr. Love Eyes, that's him at the top. Let me reach him down and bring you back here. So Mr. Love Eyes, Lindsay, would you like to keep or would you like to donate your shells? You also have a yellow parcel. So let's go down. Okay, so you have 1 and 2 oysters and a bracelet. So your bracelet, donate the shells, thank you, is this one. Oh, there we go. Okay, so let me show you the center of the bracelet first. You have an encrusted bow. So encrusted zircon crystal bow with your pearl that gets set in the center there. You then have a curb bracelet coming off either side there. So it's just one pearl on this bracelet. So it will sit as you're wearing it. Let me just... It will sit so it's a bow. I mean, you could think... And either it's a bow or a butterfly. I can see both in it. So I can see both a bow and a butterfly there. But your pearl sits in the centre. Lindsay, I hope you're happy with that one. Like I say, 2 oysters with this. So 1 pearl goes on the bracelet. So you'll have at least 1 pearl spare with this one. Let me get him open. I do hope you're happy with that, Lindsay. So there's 1 and 2. So oyster number 1. Again, that's a bracelet that will be going on the website. Lots of new items, as you guys have all seen over the last couple of lives. There's one side. Oh no. Sorry, the shell's slightly broken on this one. And the other side. Oh, and in here you have a black cherry to start with. You love it. Oh, I'm glad you're happy. And there's no more in that one. Okay, so quite a nice brighter black cherry here from your first oyster. If I hold him up so you can see. Quite a nice rich, deep but brighter colour. And then moving on to oyster number 2. There's one side and the other side. And in here, I'll confirm that colour in just a moment. There's no more in there. Now to me, he looks like he's a chocolate, but he's got a slight hint of olive green to him. So he's a chocolate with a slight hint of olive green. Lindsay, what do you think to these? You've got a black cherry and a chocolate olive green. I hope you're happy with the colours, and which one would you like on your bracelet? So on the board, your black cherry is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6. Here's a 6.5, and the chocolate olive green is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5. He's a 7. Black cherry, perfect. Let me bring you back up. Let me pop these in here. So I'll pop down the black cherry on the bracelet. Lindsay, I hope you're happy with that then. Let me write this down. So black cherry on there, perfect. Thank you for the donations with your shells then, Lindsay. And I hope you'll be happy with everything once it arrives as well. And that's safe up there for you. Perfect. And that's on there as well. And up next then is Mandy Ross. Mandy, are you here? It's perfect like Minnie Mouse. You love Disney. You are from my own heart, Lindsay. Well, I hope you'll be happy. And now you've said that, and that's all I'm going to see, which is not a bad thing. But I'm just going to see Minnie Mouse when I upload that bracelet now. Maybe it could be the mini bracelet. Ooh, you've got me excited. Well, I hope you'll be happy with it once it arrives. And Mandy, you're here. Hello. Let's go over to the bags of plenty. So you have 2 bags of plenty. Can you have yellow smiles and donate? Of course you can. So yellow smiles is this one. Which other bag would you like? So I've popped yellow smiles. Actually, I'll keep them in view. So yellow smiles is this one here. As you've got 2, you've also got to choose from Mr. Licky Face, Pink Smiles, Mr. Nervous and Mr. Happy. The other one's for Gail, Mandy. Okay, not a problem. So Mandy, we'll do your one first, then Gail, I'll call on you in just a moment if that's okay. So yellow smiles is this one here. Let's get him open. And would you like to keep or would you like to donate your shells? You have a red parcel. Let's go down. So in here, oh, you also have a pendant, but you have a pendant and 3 oysters there, Mandy. So let me get your pendant out so I can show you. So again, your pendant holds 1 pearl, so you're going to have at least 2 pearls as spares there. So let me just hold this still. Your pendant, as you can see, your pearl is going to be set in the center there, and it's a flower, so you can see the petals weaving in and out of each other. And again, lots of sparkle tonight. Your petals are encrusted with zircon crystals. So pearl sits in the center and the petals weave in and out of each other. It is beautiful. I hope you're happy with that one, my lovely. So 3 oysters alongside him, and you'd like to donate your shells. Thank you very much. Let me just open these up for you. 1, 2 and 3. You love that. Oh, perfect. I'm glad you're happy with him. Okay, so oyster number 1. There's one side and the other side. And in your first oyster, popped out there, you have a darker pearl. And there's no more in that one. Now he's a 2-tonal chocolate silver olive, so straight away silver there. As we go round, you go into this chocolatey colour and then back into an olive colour and then back to silver. So a 3-tonal chocolate, silver and olive pearl to start with. Moving on to oyster number 2. There's one side and the other side. Oh, and you have another darker pearl. The shell slightly broke there, I do apologise. You have a darker silver as your second pearl, and there's no more in that one. So again, let me dry this up for you and hold him up so you can see. So here is your silver. And then moving on to your last oyster, Mandy. Thank you, Mary. I do actually really try. And I only sell jewellery which I would wear, if that makes sense. Yeah, I do try. Oh, and popped out the back here, you have a brighter blurple. Okay, so Mandy, there's no more in that one. You have a 3-tonal silver, chocolate and olive green. You have a darker silver and you have a blurple. Which one of these would you like on that pendant? I hope you're happy with them. If I pop them on the board, the 3-tonal pearl is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. The silver is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, he's a 6.5. And your blurple is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, he is an 8. What do you think? Let me bring you back up, Mandy. I'm just going to pop these in here. Please have the purple blurple on there. Of course you can. I've got that down for you. Mandy, I hope you're happy with him. Perfect. And Gail, you're here as well. I saw your name a moment ago. So let's go back to the bags for you, Gail. So I'm just going to actually move them so they're all slightly more in view. Okay, so we have Mr. Licky Face, Pink Smiles, Mr. Nervous and Mr. Happy. Which one would you like? And would you like to keep or would you like to donate to your shells? So Mr. Licky Face, Pink Smiles, Mr. Nervous and Mr. Happy. Mandy, I'm glad you're happy, happy, happy. Perfect. What do you think? Which face would you like? And would you like to keep, or would you like to donate your shells? Mr. Nervous and donate the shells. Perfect. That's this one here. Where's the so I didn't have the camera ready then. As in the mouse ready to move. There we go. Mr. Nervous. Let's get him open. You have a yellow parcel as well. And let's go down. Okay, so you have a ring and you have 1 and 2. You have a ring with 2 oysters, Gail. Now your ring, the name, nope, I'm not going to remember the name. I'm ever so sorry. This one is on the website, however. So this is the back of the ring. So it's adjustable to one size from the back of the ring here. Again, it's 925 silver. It does have the stamp on the inside of the band. I don't know if you're going to be able to see that on the camera, but it is there. So it's a single band all the way around on this one. And then at the top of the ring, your pearl is going to get set in the center there. And then you can see these 4 sections coming away from the center, and again all 4 of those are encrusted with these zircon crystals. It's definitely a sparkly night tonight, and like I say, your pearl sits in the center there. I do hope you're happy with that one, my lovely. And then that comes alongside 2 oysters, so again at least 1 of these pearls can go onto the ring, and then you have a loose pearl as well. So if I open these up for you and you'd like to donate your shells, thank you very much. Thank you. So oyster number 1, there's one side and the other side. And in here we have a darker pearl down the bottom there. Let me pop him out. Oh wow, Janet, sorry, so sorry, I read 2 comments at the same time there. Janet, thank you so much for the stars. 32-week streak. Wow, thank you, my lovely. So let me dry up your first pearl. So you have a dark chocolate purple. So he's base chocolate, but he's got like this grape purple overtone to him. So chocolate purple to start with. Oh wow, Julie, thank you, my lovely. And like I say, please join the Squidgy Pops Facebook group, which is just for supporters. I mean, only supporters can sort of find it to be let in there. So yeah, don't forget to join that as well. And Laura and Marie, thank you so much, guys, for the stars as well. So there's one side, Gail, for your second oyster, and the other side. And in here you are twinning, and you're twinning with chocolate twins there. There's no more in that one. Now these chocolates are different to each other. You've got this one, which is a chocolate. The Tudor ring, thank you, Lindsay. And then you have a chocolate-based oil slick. Oh. So this one is chocolate, but he's got purples, greens and blues and silver actually all the way around here. So purples, greens, blues and silvers, and then that's the base chocolate pearl. Now, what do you think to all of these, Gail? You've got a purple chocolate, a chocolate, and an oil slick chocolate. Which one would you like on your ring? Jessica, bless you. Thank you for the stars there, my lovely. So your chocolate purple is not a 5, not a 5.5. He's a 6. Your chocolate is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7. He's a 7.5. And the chocolate based oil slick is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5. He's a 7. So they're all 3 different sizes there, as well as different tones. So it just depends on which one you would like. Yes, Jess. As long as obviously it's not a Bags of Plenty that's booked in for a different date, if that makes sense. If it's a normal opening or item of jewellery, then yes, that would be done tonight. Lots of people saying the oil slick. Let me bring you back up again. But what do you think, Gail? Mandy says the oil slick as well. The smaller one, Gail, perfect. So that's the chocolatey purple. So let me pop that in there. And then let me pop the other 2 in here for you. Perfect. Let me write that down. So on your ring, you're going to have the chocolate purple. Okay, Gail, I hope you're happy with that as well. And like I say, I hope you'll both be happy with everything once it arrives. And thank you both for the donations with your shells. And that's safe up there for you, my lovely. Okay, perfect. And up next then is Danny Norrie. Danny, are you here? Oh, wait, sorry, Danny. Gail, you'd like to change to the oil slick? Yep, I've got that down for you. That's not a problem. So Gail, to confirm, oil slick on the jewellery, okay? And that's safe up there again. Oh, that's going to be... No. Do you know it's going to be too hot? I didn't want to risk it then. Okay, perfect. So, Danny Norrie, are you here? You are, Danny. Hello. It's your first time ordering. Hello, my lovely. Hello, hello, hello. So you have a Bags of Plenty. Let's go to this screen. So with your Bags of Plenty, what's going to happen is if you tell me which one you would like, and then if you'd like to keep or if you'd like to donate your shells, and then we'll see what's inside your bag. So we have Mr. Licky Face, Pink Smiles, and Mr. Happy. Which one of these would you like? So that's Mr. Licky Face up here, Pink Smiles, and Mr. Happy. No, Gail, don't be sorry. It's absolutely fine, and you're very, very welcome. What do you think, Danny? Mandy, you're very, very welcome as well. Can you have Mr. Licky Face? You can indeed. Let me bring him down. Would you like to keep or would you like to donate your shells? So this is Mr. Licky Face. And in here, red parcel. Okay, so let's go down, my lovely. Donate, bless you. Thank you, Danny. Okay, so in here, you have 1 and 2 oysters, and you also have a ring. Now, I was wondering when this ring was gonna come out. Now, this ring I think is on the website. However, it cannot be seen very well in the photos. So let me describe it. Now, this is a 925 silver. It's an adjustable ring from the bottom of the ring, okay? And this ring has movable parts. So from the top of the ring, you can see that your pearl is going to get set in the center here. Now to this side you have a butterfly, then you have 4 encrusted zircon crystals on each butterfly. On this side you also have another butterfly, so your pearl sits in the center with 2 butterflies. However, this butterfly can come forward and can move, so then can be placed where you would like it to be on your finger, if that makes sense. So you can have it away, you can have it closer, you can have it basically set so it's going into a double band, or so it then is separate from the first band. And like I say, it's connected here. So it's a movable ring, and again it's adjustable ring, so it's an adjustable to one side from the back here, and then from this half from to the front. So I hope you're happy with that one, Danny. And then 2 oysters to go alongside him, so one of the pearls in there gets set onto that ring there. So let me get these open. So oyster number 1, sorry, and then oyster number 2, and in here there's one side and the other side, and in your first oyster you have a darker colour. There's no more in that one. Now he looks like he's a darker silver here. Let me just have a closer look and hold him up so you can see. He's a darker silver. And then moving on to your last oyster, or your second oyster. There's one side and the other side, and in here you are twinning, and you're twinning with TARDIS blue pearls, Danny, and there's no more in that one. So you've got a darker silver and twinning TARDIS blues. I hope you're happy with these colours, and I'll need to know if you'd like a blue or the silver on the jewellery. Now I will measure the blues as well, so if they're different sizes you can pick the size if it's a blue. And then yeah, let me know, what do you think? What would you like to do? Has it gone blurry? Okay, bear with me a second. I have to bring you back up because then I can refresh this camera, because then that way. So it's just refreshing, it takes just a moment. Okay, let's go back down. Hopefully it will sort itself out. There we go. Hopefully that's not blurry anymore. I do apologise if it was. So TARDIS blue and this dark silver. What do you think to those? So your silver is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6. He's a 6.5. Blue number 1 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5. He's an 8. And blue number 2 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7. He's a 7.5. You'd like a blue on the ring. Perfect. Do you have a preference whether to have the larger or the smaller blue on the ring? Let me bring you back up. Now visually, I didn't think there was a size difference. So visually you can't see necessarily that there's a size difference, but they are measuring at different sizes. So do you have a preference, or don't you mind which one to go on there? Perfect, perfect. Yeah, which colour? So blue, larger or smaller, Danny? Oh, sorry, I do love a good tea. Not a problem, Jess. I'll add you on to the end of the order list. That's absolutely fine. But Danny, do you have a preference, larger or smaller blue? I think my comments are taking a moment to come through now at this time of night. I don't know why it seems to go a bit funny, doesn't it? Facebook sort of seems to... but it's fine. So, Danny, possibly type I'm invisible. Oh no, thank you, Kate, for commenting on her comment then. Danny, I'm sorry that that didn't come through, but you don't mind which one. That's perfect then. I'll just pop... I'll have a look at the size, and then I'll pop that on there. So I've got down that you'd like a blue. Thank you for the donations with your shells then, Danny. And I do hope you'll be happy with everything once it arrives, okay? Yes, Jess. So when you have your opening, at the end of the opening, let me know what you would like and I'd write that down, and then what happens is I send the invoice out the next day. Okay. No, Danny, you're very, very welcome. Because it's such a good tea, Leanne. Up next is Claire Ross Reed. Claire, are you here? Claire Ross Reed, are you here? Claire, hello, hello, hello. Your first order as well. Shall we do your bags of plenty first, and then we'll do your oyster openings afterwards, if that's okay, Claire? So you've got 2 bags left to pick from. You've got some pink smiles at the top, and you've got Mr. Happy at the bottom. Which one would you like, and would you like to keep or would you like to donate your shells? So pink smiles at the top and Mr. Happy at the bottom there. Mr. Happy and donate the shells. Perfect. So your Mr. Happy, let me bring you back, is this one here. Let's get him open. You also have a yellow parcel. And let's go down. So in here, oh, you have some earrings. And you have earrings with 1, 2 and 3 oysters. They all sort of just slid out then. But definitely 3 oysters there. Now let me get these earrings out to show you. So they're 925 silver earrings. They are hook back earrings, as you can see there. Now if I turn these around, hopefully you're going to be able to see. So you've got a top circle there, and then you've got the bottom larger circle, and you can see these pins in the bottom of the larger circle. That's where your pearls are going to go. They're going to be able to dangle around as well in the center of those circles. Now you can see with the silver, you've got ridges going around, so it's almost like, I'm trying to think what I can't think what it reminds me of, but you've got equal ridges going all the way around both circles there to give them more of a design to them. So I hope you're happy with those, my lovely. And again, like I say, those are new, not on the website yet, but they will be soon. And you've got 3 oysters alongside those. So if I get these open for you, there's number 1 and number 2, and then number 3. Okay, so oyster number 1, yeah, kind of like bamboo, Carol. I don't think it's quite like bamboo though, because it, like for example, we do have a few bamboo items, like we do have the bamboo ring, and we've got the bamboo pendant as well, but they have the leaves on them. So this doesn't have the leaves, so I'm not going to say it is bamboo, because it is different to our other bamboo items, but it does sort of have that ridge effect, if you know what I mean. So like the cane ridge effect, it does have that, so it's quite nice. So Claire, oyster number 1, there's one side, oh, and the other side. And inside your first oyster, you have a blurple, quite a nice sized blurple there as well. There's no more in that one. So you have a blurple for your first pearl. Now a blurple is a mix between a blue and a purple. So it's that sort of colour that sits in between the blues and the purples there. Moving on to your next oyster. There's one side and the other side. And in here you are twinning, and you're twinning with lighter Smurf blues, and there's no more in that one. So these are lighter Smurf blues. Now with these blues I can definitely see that you've got one which is slightly lighter and smaller, and one which is just slightly darker and larger. So they're slightly different to each other, but they are beautiful shades of twin blues there. And then moving on to your last oyster, again from Mr. Happy. There's one side and the other side. And in here you have a chocolate bronze, and there's no more in that one. Okay, so Claire, with our bags of plenty, we do have a rule that with earrings only we allow a swap. Now that swap can mean that you can swap one of these pearls to match the other one if you wanted the same ones on the sort of same colours on the jewellery. Now with the Smurf blues, I can say that there's definitely a weight in my swap. So if you wanted a Smurf blue to match the other one, for example, there is a weight for that. If you're happy with the blues as they are, that's perfect. If you'd like to match the chocolate bronze, let me know which other colour you'd like to swap out, and I can match that one. And again with the Blurple, if you'd like to match that one and swap one of the other ones out, I can match that one. Or if you're happy with odds, which some people are, that's perfect as well. So it's completely up to you, Claire. Just let me know what combination and what you would like to do. So if I pop them on the board, the slightly lighter denim blue is not a, no, sorry, Smurf blue is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, he's an 8. And the slightly darker one, which is visually larger, is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, not an 8, he's an 8.5. So he is measuring slightly larger there. Your chocolate bronze is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, not an 8, he's an 8.5. And your Blurple is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, whoa, not an 8, he's an 8.5 as well. You'd like to have another Blurple to match? Of course you can. Which colour would you like to swap out to match that Blurple? So you've got the lighter blue, the darker blue, or the chocolate bronze. I'm just finding the Blurples. Blurple, where did I put the Blurple? The lighter blue to swap. Okay. Oh, I think that's just a touch too big there. Hang on. Yep, there we go. I'll hold that up for you. You can just confirm if you're happy with this one here. Okay, can you confirm, are you happy with those two there to go on to those earrings? Let me just bring you back up. Like I say, just confirm if you're happy with those. Yep, perfect. They are yours. And let me pop down that we're going to have the blurples on there. Perfect. Claire, you also then have an additional 2 oyster openings as well. What 2 oysters would you like with these ones? And would you like to keep or would you like to donate your shells? So we've got mystery oysters, which are sort of just a mix of all the colours. We've got lighter rainbow colours, darker rainbow colours, or normal natural sort of colours. So what oyster would you like? Yep, I picked up the extra pearls that did fall, Lorraine, yeah. With the chocolate pearl, can you have a dragonfly necklace? You can. Let me just have a little look. Now I know we have, hang on, let me look just before I say what's in stock. We have the now we've got a dragonfly cage pendant and a dragonfly pendant. So the differences are, so this here is the dragonfly cage pendant, and then this here is the dragonfly set pendant. So would you like me to invoice you for the set pendant or the cage pendant? So I've just sent 2 links there so you can see, and it was, so invoice for the chocolate on, and then like I say, let me know, cage pendant or normal pendant. And you'd like the rainbow, so that's the mystery rainbow, donate the shells. Just confirm for me. Sorry Claire, I'm just sort of shooting all loads of questions at you. Just confirm. So this is a mystery rainbow, so this is a mix of all the colours together. And then donate the shells. Confirm if that one's okay. I do, Mary. I would love a photo of your bees. I know that's a really weird request, but yeah, each time I see a bee on a flower, I try and snap it. So yeah, I'd love a photo of like the bees, if you can, like, if you have one with you lifting up the, I'm sorry, I don't know what it's called, but the panels, if you like, and all the bee, oh, I do love them. I'm just waiting for that to come through, Claire, okay. I know I've asked you lots of questions all at once there. You lost me. Okay, so just confirm for me. Are you happy with this oyster, which is a rainbow oyster, which is a mix of all the colours that we do, sort of all the colours can be found in this bag. And you'd like to have the dragonfly pendant. That's perfect. So what will happen is I'll invoice that for you tomorrow, and it will go to the email address that's on the order form. Yes, okay, so you need 2 of those because you've got 2 oyster openings altogether. Okay, I'm sorry if I confused you then. I know I asked lots of questions all at once, so I do apologise. So So let's get these open and then we'll see what colours inside. Now with these ones, are there certain colours that you're hoping for? Let's go down. So your mystery oyster number 1. That's perfect. I'll include that on the invoice, that's not a problem, so you can confirm everything before paying, Claire, not a problem. Oyster number 1. Hoping for blues with this one, okay. You've got a lighter pop there. So in oyster number 1, there's your mother of pearl. And to start with, I can see that you have a sea green here. Let me have a squidge in here for you. And there's no more in that one. So from your first oyster, you have a sea green. Let me hold him up for you. Almost got sea blue tones to him as well, actually. So a sea greeny blue. Definitely base green though. And then moving on to oyster number 2, you have a lighter pop there. And there's your mother of pearl. And in here, you have a chocolatey silver. And there's no more in that one. So a chocolatey silver and a sea green with a slight hint of blue to him. Now, Claire, with these ones, you can swap these colours if you're not happy with them. Okay, so that's going to be completely up to you what you would like to do. If you're happy with these, that's perfect. But you did say you were looking for sort of blues. So if you would like to swap them for blues, that's not a problem. We can swap both of them out. You just need to let me know what shade of blue you're looking for. So if it's a lighter, like a lighter icy blue, more of a Pepsi blue, TARDIS blue, or like a darker, deeper blue. If I pop them on the board though, the chocolatey silver is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. And the greeny blue is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, he's an 8. Thank you, Mary. I'll have a look at them after the live. You can indeed, my lovely. Let me grab you 2 darker blues and then you can confirm if that's the sort of colour you're looking for. Let me see if I've got 2 matching sizes first. Okay, if you have a look at these here for me, can you confirm, are you happy with those? Is that the correct shade you're looking for? Lighter blue, of course you can, and it's not a pain at all. How lighter blue do you want to go? So if we go for So I'm just looking for two of the same colour, same shade. What if we go for, where are they? This one. Now, would this be too much of a lighter blue, or is this a nice shade for you? So this is a lighter icy blue. Oh, hang on. What do you think to that one? Perfect, perfect. Let me bring you back up again. Okay, so those blues are yours, and that'll go on here. Claire, I'm glad you're happy with that. So the invoice for the dragonfly pendant will get sent through tomorrow for you, and that will go to the email address that's on the order form. Okay, just confirming that I've got everything down for you. Perfect. So Claire, thank you for the donations with your shells, and I do hope that you'll be happy with everything as well once it arrives. And I've popped that safe up there for you. Sorry, readjusting my mic there. Oh, sorry, Hilary. Was that? I don't know when that one was. Okay, and up next then this evening is Stacey Hayward. Stacey Hayward, are you here? Stacey, oh Stacey, let me just have you popped on here that it's a different name. If not, I'll just need you to confirm for me. Hang on, you may have popped it. No, you haven't, that, which is absolutely fine as well. So just because it's a different name on Facebook as it is the order form, no, first time, that's absolutely fine, my lovely. So just because your name's different on Facebook as it is the order form, which is absolutely fine, I just need you to confirm for me from the @ sign onwards what that section is. Okay, so what's that section of the email address that's on the order form? Yeah, no, that's absolutely fine, Stacey. It's not a problem at all. Oh, Claire, you're very, very welcome. So, Stacey, the email address that's on the order form, I don't need to know the start of the email address, just from the @ sign onwards. That's perfect. Okay, so Stacey, you have our last bags of Plenty today, which is pink smiles here. Can you just confirm you're happy to have pink smiles? It's kind of creepy actually. If you just look, I just have this face and it's just oh hey Samantha. Yeah, can you do, are you happy with pink smiles there? Let me get him open. Oh, orange parcel. Yep, donating the shells. Perfect, thank you. So let's go down and get him open. Oh, you have some earrings here, and you have 1, 2, 3. They all slid down there, but you've got 3 oysters alongside these earrings. Now these earrings, again, new, not on the website yet. So if I hold them up so you can see, they are 925 stud back earrings. Now if I turn them around, they are like chainmail earrings. Okay, so your pearl is going to be set right at the bottom here at the end of each one. Okay, so it's like links on links on links. So they're quite a nice, if I bring you back up for a second, they're quite a nice length. Can you see that earring? And pose, and let's go down. So your, like I say, your pearls will be set on the bottom. Now with these ones, you don't have to have the pearls and the jewellery if you don't want to. You can have the earrings as they are. So that's completely up to you what you would like to do. But I hope you're happy with those, Stacey. So if we open up your 3 oysters here, oyster number 1. Thank you, Dawn. And number 2. And then number 3. Okay, so we'd like to donate your shells. Let's get these open. You love them. Perfect. I'm glad you're happy with them, Stacey. Okay, oyster number 1, there's one side and the other side. And to start with, you have a darker chocolate there, and there's no more in that one. So your first oyster has given you a darker chocolate. Moving on to oyster number 2. There's one side and the other side. And in your second oyster, we've got another darker pearl there. And there's no more in that one. So let me just dry him up for you and we'll have a closer look at his colour. Now he's a two-tonal chocolate and purple. So he's very, very dark. You can see that there. But he does have a slight purple overtone to him. And then moving on to your last oyster. There's one side and the other side. And in here, you have a silvery grape purple. And there's no more in that one. So you have a chocolate, a larger chocolatey purple, very dark toned, and then you have a silvery grape purple. So let me hold these up for you. Stacey, what do you think to these? Now again, you don't have to have the pearls on the jewellery if you don't want to. If you do want the pearls on the jewellery, that's perfect. You can either have any combination of these ones here, or because you do have the earrings for the bags of plenty, you can swap one of these pearls to match one of the other pearls for the jewellery. So that's going to be completely up to you what you would like to do. What would you like to do, Stacey? If I pop them on the board for you, your chocolate is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. The two-tonal chocolate and purple, the quite dark one, is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, he's an 8. And the grape purple is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, he's a 6.5. Ooh, mix and match. Chocolate and purple. I love that combination. You can indeed. Let me pop this in here, then I'll write that down for you. Okay. So we're going to have chocolate and purple. Oh, wait. Or do you mean the chocolate purple? Okay, Stacey, if I've missed... I've just suddenly thought you've got a pearl, which is chocolate purple, and then you've got a chocolate and a purple. Can you just confirm for me? I've took what your comment to be. You'd like the single purple and the single chocolate on the jewellery. Or did you mean to have 2 of the two-tonal chocolatey purples? I've confused myself completely there. What do you think? If you could just confirm it for me. Chocolate and the purple and there. Yeah, no, that's fine. I did read it correctly, Stacey. Sorry, sometimes I second guess myself just because I don't want to get it wrong. Well, I hope you'll be happy with everything once it arrives. And thank you for the donations with your shells as well. And that's safe up there for you. And the chocolate purple left over. Yep, no, that's absolutely perfect. Thank you, Stacey. Okay. Perfect, perfect, perfect. And up next then is Jessica Berg. Stacey, you're very, very welcome. Jessica, I don't think I pronounced your second name correctly then. Jessica Barg. Barg? Barg. Barg? Jessica, I'm ever so sorry. But Jessica, are you here? Jessica, hello. If I've mispronounced your name, then I do apologise. But you have 5 openings altogether. What 5 oysters would you like? And would you like to keep or would you like to donate your shells? Oh, bless you, Chan. Thank you for the stars there, my lovely. Yeah, I do have star tattoos. And I have a tattoo on my ankle as well. Mystery and donate. Perfect, Jess. Are there certain colours that you're hoping for? So 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 5. So let me get these open for you. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Okay, so let's go down. So mystery oyster number 1, we have a lighter pop there. Hoping for a blue and a red. Okay, so there's your mother of pearl. And to start with, I can see that you are twinning 1 and 2, twinning with coral twins there. And there's no more in that one. So twinning with coral twins. And then moving on to oyster number 2. And again, slight lighter pop there. Ooh, that's just a piece of the shell there. There's your mother of pearl. Now in here you are twinning for a second time and twinning with bright hot pink pearls there. And there's no more in that one. So again, I'm just going to dry these up for you and pop them in the sand as well. So that's 2 sets of twins. And then moving on to oyster number 3, sorry. Oyster number 3. Oh. And in here, there's your mother of pearl, Jess. You are twinning for a 3rd time, and you're twinning with 2-tonal yellow twins. Now these are lemon yellow, but they've got lighter and brighter areas as you go around the pearl there. So your first yellow is more of a pastel-y yellow, so you can see he's slightly lighter and brighter as you go around there. And then pearl number 2 again is lighter and brighter yellow as you go around the pearl. Perfect. So 3 sets of twins, and also they're going up in size so far. Moving on to your next oyster, and we have a softer pop there. And in here, there's your mother of pearl. Oh no way, Jess, twinning. And you're twinning here. Now they look like they're dark forest greens, but I'll have a closer look in just a second. There's no more in that one. They're dark forest greens though. I don't know if you can see the green, but they definitely have that green tone to them. And then moving on to your last oyster, which again is your mystery oyster. Are we going to end it on a 5th set of twins? There's your mother of pearl. 5 for 5, Jessica. You are twinning 5 oysters, 10 pearls. Wow, 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 wow. There's no more in that one. And in your last set, they are dark, deep purple twins. Okay. Look at these. Actually, I'm going to say they're purpley chocolate twins. Sorry, they do have a chocolate tone to them as well. So, Jessica, what do you think to these? Now, because you've got a lot of pearls here, if you would like to have some time to think about it and to think which colours you'd like where, and if you would like any swaps and like anything like that, you can take a screenshot of these and then you can email me with your choices. If you know now, that's absolutely fine as well, but it's just so then you're not rushed. So if you would like to, you can do that. So you've got coral twins, hot pink twins, two-tonal lemon yellow twins, dark forest green twins, and twinning darker chocolatey purples. If I pop them on the board for you, coral number 1 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. And coral number 2 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. They're the same size there. Pink number 1 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, he's an 8. And pink number 2 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5. So the pinks are different sizes there. Lemon yellow number 1 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, not an 8. He's an 8.5. And yellow number 2 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5. He's an 8. So the yellow twins are measuring at slightly different sizes. Forest green number 1 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5. He's an 8. And forest green pearl number 2 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5. He's an 8. So they're the same size as well. Chocolate purple number 1 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5. He's an 8. And chocolate purple pearl number 2 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, not an 8. He's an 8.5. So again, they're measuring at slightly different sizes there. So Jess, what do you think? What would you like to do? And like I say, if you prefer to let me know through email, that's absolutely fine as well, my lovely. Swap the coral for a blue, both the corals. Oh no, swap our coral. So swap our coral for a darkish blue. A forest green for a bright red. A yellow for a bright green. I'm gonna give you a sea green. However, if you would like a lighter green, do let me know and I can grab an apple green. And a pink for a lilac purple and a chocolate purple for a random bright colour. Now, with the pink and the light purple, there's going to be a weight on the light purples, my lovely. A random bright colour, I'm going to give you one of my favourites at the moment. I'm going to give you a watermelon, just because I love the watermelons at the moment. Now, like I say, with the light lilac-y purple, there is going to be a weight on that colour. Would you like to pick a different colour, or are you happy to wait? And also, are all those colour swaps there okay? any purple. Okay, so where's my purples? So the lightest I can go that I have in is one of these. Have a look. Are you happy with all of those colour swaps there? And if so, are you taking a screenshot to email me which ones you'd like where, or would you like to let me know now? It is a rainbow of colours. I'm just going to take away the swaps from the bottom here. Beautiful, perfect. So like I say, would you like to let me know now which ones you'd like where, or would you prefer to take a screenshot and email me that choice across? Oh, nearly went then. Oh, let me bring you back up. So we're going to have red, red on the pearl bracelet. And can you get the rest on the other bracelet? Of course you can. Now the additional invoices here, Jessica, I'll work that out because you've got some already, so I'll sort that out tomorrow for you, and an invoice will get sent through for you to the email address that's on the order form. Okay, and like I said, that will get sent through tomorrow. I hope you're happy with all of those, and of course thank you for the donations with your shells as well. And if I pop this on here for you and up there, and like I say, I hope you'll be happy, Jess, with everything once it arrives. Alice, yep, I can add you back in again to the end of the list, that's not a problem. Carol, I'm afraid I can't do that, as we do actually have a waiting list for the sea blues. So because that's a sea green with sea blue hints, I do have to offer that out to the waiting list first to see if they would like it, because they, like I say, are on the waiting list for that. So if you would like to go on that waiting list, do pop me an email over and I can do that for you, okay? Okay. Up next then, add a gift box too and invoice you. Let me have a little look. I can indeed. Yeah, that will all be on the same invoice. When the invoice gets sent over, just double check everything's okay before paying. Okay, Jess, not a problem. So again, that will get sent through tomorrow for you, my lovely. Up next in this evening is Scott Bukich. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Scott Bukich, are you here? Oh, itchy nose. Oh, no, not in the nose. Sorry, I use this because I've obviously got oyster hands. I use this So if I have an itchy face, because it just obviously then means I don't get oyster everywhere. Okay, so I'm looking for Scott. Scott, if you're here, please type I'm invisible. It will bring your comment forward so I can see you. And if anybody else sees Scott, so Scott Bookich, I hope I pronounced that correctly, please comment on that comment, because again it will bring it forward so I can see. Thank you, Carol. Oh. Okay, last call for Scott. If not, we'll move on. Okay, so if Scott comes on, we can add them back in again, but it will be to the end of the order list. Up next is Alice Meadows. Alice, are you here? You're going to get a surprise. Ah, Suzanne. I was calling a Scott. With the same last name as yours, and if I've mispronounced that, I do apologise, Suzanne, my lovely. I was saying bookich, bookyish. I'm not 100% sure on how to pronounce your name, so I'm ever so sorry. Possibly it's the same surname, Suzanne. Now, if this is your husband, which is absolutely fine, because it's his name on the order form though, and obviously it's your name on Facebook, can you confirm for me? No, that's absolutely fine. Can you just confirm for me the second section of the email address? Just so I know it's you. So I know it's the same surname, but it's just to confirm. So I don't need to know the whole email address. So it's the email address that's on the order form. Just from the @ sign onwards, what's that section, my lovely? So I don't need to know the first bit. Just from that section onwards. And like I say, that's just to confirm that it's you. I know sometimes it does seem silly because we do have the same surnames and the same, sometimes we do have just like a nickname on Facebook, but I do have to check these things, because if I didn't and we did an opening for the wrong person, then that wouldn't be a good situation to be in. Oh, really, Lorraine? Is that what it means? See, I never remember all those ones. Like, with the hand ones, I know that if one hand's itchy or if a foot's itchy, but I never remember what it's for. I'll try to remember that one, because my nose is always itching. I never get surprised though. Actually, I suppose I could be getting a surprise. Like, it rained today. That would surprise me. Actually, no. If it was sunny, we're due a thunderstorm, I think. So Suzanne, can you just confirm that section for me? Itchy nose means an argument. Oh gosh. Wasn't expecting tonight. I tried to put it in for Sunday as I'm not usually here in time on the week. Well, are you happy to have it open tonight, or I can book you in for Sunday? It's either or. As you're here now, I'm quite happy to do it now. Like I say, if you prefer to move, I can do that as well. That's perfect with the email address there. So if you would like the opening tonight, I will need to know what 3 oysters you would like. If you prefer to move to Sunday, that's fine, just let me know. Alison, thank you for the stars there. Mystery and donate. Now, are there certain colours that you're hoping for? So you have 1, 2, how many? 3. 1, 2 and 3. Let me get these open. So donating the shells, like I say, are there certain colours that you're hoping for? 1, 2 and 3. So let's go down. Oyster number 1. Oh, quite a nice sharp pop there. And your first one, oh, 1 runaway. There's no pearls on that side. Now you have 1 and 2. You are twinning with TARDIS blue pearls to start with there, Suzanne. Hoping for sea blues or greens, anything but pinks or chocolates. Okay, so fingers crossed, no pinks and chocolates, and hopefully some sea blues or greens to come out. Your first oyster, however, has given you twinning TARDIS blues there. Moving on to your next oyster. Lighter pop there. And in here, there's your mother of pearl. And let's have a squidge in here. Oh, you have a large darker purple. And there's no more in there. That's just the tail, if you can see that dark section. It's not a pearl there. So if I dry him up and hold him up so you can have a closer look, he is a darker purple. Like a deep dark grape purple. And then moving on to your last oyster, which again is a mystery oyster. And you have a light pop there. Oh! And in here, there's your mother of pearl. And you have again another darker purple here. And there's no more in that one. So he definitely looks like he's a slightly different size to the first purple out. And let me pop them in the sand. Okay, so Suzanne, let me hold these up for you and have a look here. Now, if you're happy with these, that's perfect. And if you're not happy, I can swap them for you. You said you were hoping for a sea blue or green. Now, there's a waiting list for sea blues. However, I do have sea greens in my swaps. So if you'd like to swap any of these for any colours, I can do that. Or if you're happy with these, that's perfect as well. So just let me know what you think and what you would like to do. TARDIS Blue Twin number 1 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7. he's a 7.5. TARDIS Blue twin number 2 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7. He's also a 7.5. The visually larger purple, and the first one that came out, is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, not an 8. He's an 8.5. And the slightly smaller purple is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5. He's a 7. So I've just seen that you'd like to have a sea green. So like I said, there's definitely a wait for sea blues, but I can grab a sea green for you to have a look at if you're happy with this one. If so, and you would like the sea green, would you like to swap the smaller or the larger purple? Actually, I'll do it a different way. Would you like to keep the larger purple? No. Sea green, please, for the smaller purple. See, you already knew, Suzanne. I was confusing myself. Okay, so I've taken away the smaller purple at the bottom. Can you just confirm then you're happy with all of those? And if so, do you have a preference to which one you'd like in the jewellery? Yes, please, the smaller purple. Perfect, Suzanne. You're already ahead of me with that one. But yes, if you're happy with those, do you have a preference to which one you'd like in your jewellery? To start with, I should say. Let me bring you back up. It's perfect. Thank you. No, you're very welcome. Any in the jewellery since it's case? Yep, that's what I thought. I do like to ask because sometimes some people like to have certain colours to start with, but no, that's perfect. Okay, so I hope then you'll be happy with everything once it arrives, and thank you very, very much for the donations with your shells as well, Suzanne, my lovely. And that's safe up there for you. Perfect. Okay, and up next then is Alice Meadows. Now I called Alice a moment ago and I didn't see her, but she was here prior to that, so hopefully she's here. Alice Meadows, are you here? If anybody can see Alice, please comment on her comment because that will bring it forward so I can see her. And Alice, if you're here, please type I'm invisible because again that will bring it forward so I can see. Suzanne, you're very, very welcome, and I'm glad I can help in any way. Good night, Lorraine. Thank you for joining us today. Okay, last call for Alice Meadows. If not, we'll move on. Okay, so I haven't seen Alice, so we're going to leave it there. That's the end of the order list for tonight. Now, don't forget, we're live again on Thursday. So it was meant to be tomorrow, so it was meant to be Wednesday. We've moved it to Thursday, okay? So yeah, join us for Thursday for our monthly charm dip. I hope you all have a brilliant week, and for normal openings we'll be back again on Friday, so we're live Thursday, Friday, Sunday after today. Have a brilliant week, guys. Take care. Bye.